Alright, how's it going everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac and I'm here with a video on One Piece. You know, we're keeping the gravy train rolling. We're keeping the gravy train rolling. I don't know if it's because like I just have this urge to finish this series and just talk about it, but maybe I'll do that for some other series on my channel that I haven't finished, like the Versus series. Or maybe I'll just leave it at season 1. I don't know because I haven't had the motivation to continue it. Even though like if I did, I know I would just like finish at season 2 because I don't want to continue it anymore. But I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it there now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that. But yeah, like the Versus series. That's why it hasn't continued. I just have had the motivation to, and also I just didn't know what I would do with it. So let me know if you guys want to see it, I guess, or if not. But I don't want to do it. If I do, if you guys do want to see it, I'll probably continue it, but some other time. But One Piece, I do want to finish. Like I have the motivation to do it now. I already know what I'm talking about, and it's just like I have the time too. So I want to just get the gravy train rolling. I only have four arcs left. Two of them really short and two of them really long. So I just want to get this going. But yeah, the arc that I'm gonna be talking about today, like putting that aside, is Zou. I'm gonna be talking about One Piece. One Piece's Zou arc, which is directly after Dressrosa and right before Whole Cake Island. And this arc is by the way, I'm gonna not what's the word? No spoilers until spoiler section starts, so don't worry about that. But this arc is short. Like it's not like relatively short, but more like short in comparison to the other One Piece arcs. Like this arc is like 40 episodes or something. Like it's shorter, is what I'm trying to say. But it's short and it's good. Like I really enjoy this arc because it's basically like an epilogue to Dressrosa and a prologue to Whole Cake Island. And once you see and watch both of those arcs, and you see Zou, you'll understand why, but also you just understand because of what happens in the arc, where actions from Dressrosa connect to Zou, and actions from Zou connect to Whole Cake Island. And it basically, oh, by the way, I'm still sick, by the way, or excuse me, I'm still sick, and I'm recording this directly after the One Punch Man video, so if I'm voice cracking a lot or if I still sound sick, that's why. But yeah, regardless, it's like it this well not this but more like Punk Hazard basically started this train of like the arcs are only gonna get better and better. And while Punk Hazard isn't a great arc, it led to this amazing train of just these arcs all have continuity together even if they're enclosed in their own islands. There's a reason why they're all chained together and it's one big overarching plot. It's a saga. It's a whole saga and it's really cool. Really, really cool. So I can't wait to talk about it at the end of it all when I'm done with like talking about like Wano and everything. And it's just super cool. But right now, like with Zoe, it's a nice, simple, short arc. Like I have nothing to complain about. Like inherently, I'm gonna give it like an 8 to an 8.5. But it's a good arc. Like it's just genuinely a good, fun, sad, impactful arc to watch. And I can't explain those reasons until I get into the spoiler section. But it made me cry a lot, like genuinely made me cry, and it just solidified how good this show really is. Because it's kind of like the Saba the archipelago of this show, or excuse me, of a post time skip, where it's just important, and I mean like important. It's awesome, so awesome. But actually, I can't kind of be more like Skypia in a sense if you think about it, right? Where you have the beginning of the show, you have Romance Dawn, then you have I forgot what it's called, Alabasta, then you have Skypia. It's the same thing here where you have or Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, Dressrosa. Well, actually, no, it's not because it's not. Yeah, it's not. I counted wrong. But regardless, 8.5 out of 10. Story was great. The setup for this arc that, again, implies what's happening and what ended for Dressrosa is amazing. It just, overall, I really enjoyed it. So let me just, let me get on with it. Spoiler free section over. Spoiler section start. So this arc again takes place directly after Dressrosa. You have the crew that was on Dressrosa going over to Zou, and the Straw Hat fleet basically leaves. They're there if Luffy ever needs to call on them, but they're not going to be a main force like for the rest of the series, like from what I can tell. But what's this dude's name? I forgot. No, no, no. I remember. I remember. So the Straw Hat fleet actually was the reason why the Straw Hats were able to get to Zou. So once they bring them to Zou, they left. So that's what's happening. But it's Luffy, Zoro, Usopp, Robin, Frankie, and I think that's it. I think that was the five that came with. While Nami, Sanji, Chopper, and Brook were the ones that stayed. But they show up at Zou. Law's there as well. You have Momonosuke, Kianaman, and I forgot to mention actually. So the reason Momonosuke and Kianaman stayed was because they had to bring their friend with them, and their friend is Kanjuro, Kanjuro the painter, and he's also from Wano. If I remember saying that, I don't remember if I ever did, but yeah, they're from Wano, and Kanjuro's now there with them, and there's just a huge party going on right now, and it's cool. Honestly, I'm really enjoying how many characters got added, like not to the crew, but to the party. Basically, it's awesome. But regardless, they show up at Zoe and things are crazy because we show up at the aftermath of what happened. And the aftermath is that Jack, one of the three headliners, I think, from wow, lightning just struck me here. That's crazy. But one of the three headliners from Kaido's crew, which by the way is King, Queen, and Jack. So he shows up on Zoe and he's like, "Where are the samurai? Where are the samurai? The red scabbards?" And the people there, the two leaders of Zou, which is a kingdom, an animal kingdom, a mink kingdom. Like Beppo from Law's crew, he's a mink. So this is where they come from. They're minks, and they're their own races, just like furries, I guess, if you want to call it that. They're just animals with anthropomorphic like assets, and they, cat, viper, and dogstorm. Those are the two leaders, and they rule by day and night. Dogstorm by day, Cat Viper by night, and the Jack pulled up on both of them, and he's like, "Yo, where are the Stabbards?" Because he knows that they know where they are, but they genuinely don't know where they are, and so he massacred a lot of them, and he left. He said he'll be back to find where the Scabbards are. So he left, and they got there like after that whole incident happened, and we find out that what's the dude's name, Sanji and all of them were actually here. Like they arrived at this island, and so they're trying to find him there. And they meet up with all of them. They meet up with the minks, and they learn all about these people. It's just like what really happened and how they're at a divide between the two, between Dogstorm and Cat Viper, and it's just we're learning a lot about this island, and it's super cool. But we get to meet all these characters. We get to meet like Wanda, get to meet Carrot, we get to meet Pedro, get to meet Shishilian, just a bunch of people. It's super cool. It's characterizing and just developing this island that we may not be here for long. That we're not going to be here for long. Is what I'm trying to say. So once that happens, Jack, or not Jack, I think actually, I don't remember when it happened, but one thing's for sure, Jack comes back and they're like, "Yo, you." Actually, no, 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 no. I remember. I'm sorry. I remember now. So, Usopp and all of them are just talking with Dogstorm and Cat Viper, and they realize like, "Yo, what's it called?" They knew where the Scabbards are because the person that they're hiding is Ryza, and he's also a member of Kianaman's crew. And Kianaman is a part of the Red Scabbards. And it turns out that Kianaman isn't Momonosuke's dad. He's Momonosuke's retainer. And Momonosuke is royalty in Wano. Alright, so I said a huge spoiler that was actually from Wano and not from Zou. So I'm gonna have to cut that out and just edit that away. But yeah, so Kianaman and Momonosuke, Kanjuro, and Raizo are all retainers for Momonosuke. and they're all from Wano. So they knew where he was, where Raizo was, because that's actually what Jack was asking about. But they didn't give him away. And the reason why is because Cat Viper and Dogstorm are actually also retainers for Momonosuke. So they're also related to Wano as well. And Usopp is just, oh man, oh that gave me a wave of emotion just remembering the scene. But Usopp was crying, like yelling, "Why did you guys defend him? Why did you guys lose so many people, risking your lives? You literally lost your arm and leg to defend him, and you didn't even know if he was alive still. Like, you guys did all of this. Why?" And then they're like, "Because of loyalty. Because we're indebted to them more than you could know." And it was just such a, oh man, such an impactful scene because it had me crying so bad, genuinely crying. It was such a beautiful scene, one of the best scenes in the entire show, and one of the scenes that will always get me crying. Besides, like a scene that will happen in Whole Cake Island, and a scene that happened in what's the word? Eddie's lobby. So it's just like wow. Oh man, such a beautiful scene. It makes this arc even better for me. Genuinely even better. But yeah, so after that happens, they go to see Raizo and all that. They have that conversation with him and they find out all about it. And now they're basically at a crossroads. Like, what do we do? How do we proceed forward? Kietaman and everybody from the Red Scabbards wants to go back to Wano, and Luffy and Law want to go defeat Kaido. Kaido is in Wano. The Minks are gonna join with the Red Scabbards because, again, their leaders are Momonosuke's retainers as well. So they all make a deal, right? The Red Scabbards, Luffy, Law, and what's his dude's name? The Minks, Zou, basically. They all make a an alliance together. They expand the alliance where it's a four team alliance where they're going to beat Kaido, free Wano, and get Momonosuke back his royalty, his throne. It's basically overthrowing Kaido again, but like now, like it's solidified that they're going to do that for sure. Because after Dressrosa and after Punk Hazard, like they were going on a crash course to beat Kaido, but now they have even better reasons as to why to fight him. And they haven't even seen Wano yet, so Wano will be an arc that we get to next. But I'll explain why or how later. But regardless, what's it called? After that conversation, Jack attacks again, and after that alliance, they're all fighting Jack. It's crazy battle, and what's it called? Yeah, Zou, the island that they're on. Zou means elephant in Japanese, I think, and that literally it shows because it's a walking elephant. Zou is alive. It is a sentient being like Pluton, Neptune, and Poseidon. Excuse me, Pluton, Poseidon, and Uranus. There you go. Those are the three weapons. Like he is sentient. He's alive, and he beats Jack by using his trunk to side sweep him away. It's super cool, really cool. But yeah, Jack is gone now. He's not dead, but he is gone for now. And another problem arises: Sanji. So Sanji is actually having some problems with his family because what we find out is that Sanji wasn't born from his Zeph from Chef Zeph. He was actually born from a different family. He's a member of Germa, and what what they're doing is they're calling him, they're forcing him to come back to Germa because he's gonna get married away to Pudding, which is Big Mom's daughter, one of her many daughters, and it's an arranged wedding basically for power and all that. And if you remember, Luffy has problems with Big Mom, but Sanji can't, like, he can't decline it because if he does, they're going to kill Zeph. Big Mom has shooters, has literal hitters all around One Piece. She's an emperor for a reason. She's a Yonko. Like there's nothing you can do about that. Sanji is a member of the future King of the Pirates crew, but they can't do anything right now. You know, like. But the problem is, right? The problem is that I won't mention. Sanji didn't mention this to anybody, and that's the problem that arises. If Sanji mentioned this to anybody, they would have helped them out. Even Zoro would have helped them, but he never mentioned it to anybody because he wanted to carry the burden by himself. And that's selfish, you know. It's super selfish because Sanji's life isn't his own anymore. You know, he lives with these people. He fought and almost died with these people, but he couldn't think to ask for help. Like that's super selfish and it's a character flaw. But it's not bad writing, and I will defend that to the grave. That's a character flaw, but it is not a bad or is not bad writing, and that's what makes it great. Sanji's one of my favorite characters, and I will always defend that decision that I would have made to the grave because I think it's a great decision. I don't think it's bad writing whatsoever. But regardless, so he actually got pulled up on by Beach. He was one of the supernovas in Luffy and Zoro's generation. You have Law, Kid, uh, Jewelry Bunny, I think is her name. You have the monk guy. You have Scratchman Apu. You have Drake. You have Beach. And you have Zoro and Luffy. I don't remember how many that is. I think that's nine. But if I haven't gotten nine, then don't worry about it. Oh, Law as well. I think that's nine. I didn't count on my fingers. But yeah, so Beach is actually in an alliance with Big Mom's crew. So that's why he pulled up on Sanji and they kidnapped him basically. Well, not kidnapped, but like they forced him to go with them. But like by forced him to say yes, I mean. So now Sanji's gone and like Nami actually found out about it. And she went to Luffy and she's like, we have to go get Sanji. We have to go get him. And Luffy's like, yeah, of course we are. How could we let Sanji leave our crew without a good reason? You know, like he's family. And so what we have here is literally another divergence in the crew. From when Dressrosa, where they had Luffy, Zoro, Robin, Frankie, and Usopp go to Dressrosa, and then the rest go to Zou. Excuse me. Now we have Brook, um, Chopper, Nami, Carrot, who actually joins them, Pedro as well. They join as well to go find Sanji because it's only four people from the Straw Hat crew that are able to go, while Zoro, Robin, Usopp, Brook, no, excuse me, not Brook, Frankie, those four, and the rest of the people like the scabbards. So Kianamin, Momonosuke, Raizo, Kanjuro, and the Minx. They go over to what's it called? They go over to Wano. So this is where the other divergence goes, and this is one of the first arcs in a while, in a long time in terms of years, where Kianamin and Momonosuke weren't a part of the crew. That's crazy to think about, right? But yeah, next coming up, now that they're going over to save Sanji, next arc coming up is Whole Cake Island. My favorite arc in the entire series. And I cannot, like, literally gave me goosebumps just saying that, man. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. But my favorite arc in the entire series. I can't believe I got goosebumps from that. That's so crazy. Whole Cake Island, though, I cannot hype it up enough. Is so good. Genuinely so good. And I cannot wait to talk about it from beginning to end. And don't worry, it's almost just as long as Dressrosa. It is 95 episodes long. It is crazy how important this arc is to the rest of the series. It is awesome, bro. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk about it. But yeah, before I get ahead of myself, Zoe, right? So after everything I said, you can see how it connects to Dressrosa and how it connects to Whole Cake Island. And I love it for that. This arc is transitionary. It's meant to transition our heroes from, or not heroes, the main characters from one position to another position. And you would think that that would be a bad thing, right? Because you have like Long Ring, Long Island, where that's supposed to be transitionary. But this is great. Like this arc is just better in every way. It introduces a bunch of plot points that we needed to learn about. We learned about the poneglyphs actually, and the poneglyphs are basically what Luffy and the crew needs to get to Laugh-Tail or Raft-Tail. And he needs four of them. He needs the four road poneglyphs, which is like every emperor I think has one. So he needs to get Big Mom's. He needs to get Kaido's. He already got the one in Fishman Island, and he needs to get one more. I think I forgot what the giant island name is called. Um, but whatever. That's it's not the point. But we learned about that as well, and just we learned about the scabbards, and we learned about Momonosuke and Kienman. We learned about Zou and Minx and Dogstorm, Cat Viper. Learned about Kaido's crew with Jack, and we learned about Zou itself, like just how creatures like that exist and all that. You know, like this was like the Skypia of the post time skip where it had so much information. It was dense with information. Genuinely insane how much we got from this arc. It's awesome. Genuinely awesome from start to finish, man. Amazing. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, um, the Tintana people, I think is what they're called from Dressrosa. They're actually connected to Nolan from Skypia, the explorer. Because before he went to Skypia, he went to Dressrosa, and he met those people there. So they think that Usopp is related to Nolan in some way, and they herald him as like the second coming. So that's why he's like actually a leader of them now. It's super cool, really cool. But what's it called? Yeah, that's basically it. The MVP of this arc was definitely Ryunosuke. It was Ryunosuke. He is the M. Oh man, it's gonna make me cry again. Oh no. Oh man, Ryunosuke is the goat, and he deserves everything that he got. He deserves his flowers. So God rest his soul, Ryunosuke, and I'm gonna give this arc an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a really good arc. I think just it's such a good thing to transition into Whole Cake Island. So I can't wait to talk about that. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.